Hello everyone, this is a quick tutorial on the Blender embroidery plugin, which allows you to create beautiful embroideries like this and control a lot of the parameters like thread color variation, minimum length. We're going to explain all of these parameters as we go. You've got the rim, you can remove the rim. You can change the rim color, you can change the thread color. We're going to explain all these changes as we go. Let's actually, this works only with curves. So any curve, this is a text example, but for example, I have the Nike logo here, so it can work with any curve. Let's go through a text example real quick. And you also get materials for the curves and materials for the underlying cloth. Like you see here, I have these wrinkle material for the underlying cloth, and right now it's showing the Blender logo, but I can change that. I mean, if I show the Nike logo, for example, I can select the cloth and then choose this curve object, and the wrinkles will now match the logo. Let's hide the curve for now. And let's start with the fresh example. So let's add a text object. Let's rotate that. Place it here. Let's make the wrinkles match that for now. And nothing is showing up because we don't have any geometry yet. Let's change this to, for example, hello. Any text would work. Let's bring it up because we can't actually see it. It's below the cloth. Let's pick a nice font. This looks good. Okay. And now let's apply the modifier. And when you apply the modifier, you're not going to see anything happen. And the reason is text is filled in Blender by default, and the modifier needs a curve object to work. So you have to remove fill in order for the modifier to recognize the object as curve. And I'm actually glad this happened because it allows me to show you one of the important settings. You have all the threads pointing out, which is why I have this flip normals button, because some fonts apparently have the normals pointing outwards and some don't. So this is for you to fix that. And we've got a lot of parameters here we can tweak. For example, I think the rim is too wide, so let's reduce the rim radius a little bit. 3 maybe. That looks better. The threads could be a bit thicker, so let's increase the thread thickness. 3. Yeah, that looks better. And sorry about that. You see here, you've got these threads sticking out. So the reason why this happens is because we have these children, we have the guide curves over here, and then the children are interpolated. So interpolation sometimes messes up and causes some threads to stick out, and you can usually fix that by just changing the guide distance. You don't need that many guide curves. You need just the fewest number possible of guide curves that fills your shape, because generating the guide curves is slow. So let's maybe increase the guide distance to 0.02. Now let's try. And there we go. It looks much better filled now. You can play with the number of guides, increase or decrease, and it'll give you different patterns of filling. Second parameter I think I could change here a little bit is maybe I want to jitter them a little bit more. 0.6. Give them that organic look. Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe change the color, maybe. Go for a green, maybe, color. Darker green. Even darker green. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And like I said, this is the underlying wrinkle pattern. And when you select the cloth, you have to specify the object here that you want to follow the wrinkles. So this is the Nike logo. This is the text from the example. We want our text. And you can play with these settings. You can increase the wrinkle extent, maybe make it wider. This is too wide, so we have wrinkles all around the text now. You can make it narrower or wider. And this is the scale for the noise texture for the wrinkles. And this is the bump height. If you want the wrinkles to be more obvious, you can increase this. Make the wrinkles stand out more. Okay, let's hide this cloth for now, and I want to... So this text right now is really big, and all these are length-based. So I want to show you what happens when you try to implement real-world scale. So let's scale this text, make it closer to actual size of embroidered text. And right now it looks the same because we haven't applied the scale. So let's apply the scale, and everything is going to get messed up. So I'm going to show you how to fix the settings now. The first thing you see is that the rim is way too big. So let's decrease the rim radius, maybe like this. And the rim ringlets, the threads are too wide. So again, we have to also increase the rim thread spacing, maybe like this. Maybe a little bit more, 2. And the variation is too big because the rim randomness is also in length units. So let's decrease this to maybe not that little. Let's increase the spacing again. Let's increase the noise scale a lot, actually. There we go. Increase the randomness a little bit too. And increase the radius a little bit more. Spacing. There we go. That looks like a better rim. Let's increase the scale even more. The noise scale. Yeah, that's good. Now, we've got the rim done, but we don't see any threads yet. And the reason is probably this minimum length parameter. It's too high. This removes the threads with a length lower than this number. So let's make this like really small. And now we have the threads start to pop up. They're way too thick. So let's reduce that too. And they bow up too much. So let's reduce the Z offset. Is that too little? Yeah, it's too little. Let's increase this to 2. Looks better. And now let's remove the children so we can see our guide curves, and we have way too few guide curves. So we'll reduce the guide distance. That was too much. Let's maybe... You don't want this many guide curves because, like I said, they're slow to calculate. Even this is a little bit too much. 4. The jitter is also too much because this is small, so let's make the jitter a lot less. That's not bad. Let's add children now and increase the children distance. So we want a lot more children. Yeah, that looks better now. Regarding the materials, you have 3 materials included with the setup. The material for the threads, for the rim, and for the wrinkles. The wrinkle material is simple material. You can change anything you want about it, just keep this part for the wrinkles. You can change anything else, so you can use any base color you want. You can increase roughness. You can just change anything about the material, just keep this part for the wrinkles. Same thing for the thread and rim materials. You have the thread material. It's also a regular blender material. You just keep the base color and unbump. You can change the base color from the modifier. But you can change anything else you want about the threads from the thread material. So you can increase, decrease the roughness if you want shinier threads. You can add sheen, whatever you want to do. And the rim material is the final one. Again, you can change the rim color from the modifier, but you can change anything else you want, such as the roughness or sheen from the material. So this is basically it. I hope you have fun using it, and don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions.